What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are your hosts, Chase and Myles, and we are, once again, at the Lucky Duck. Welcome, folks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Cheers, Myles. Cheers. What are we enjoying today?
This is an old-fashioned with 3 types of bitters. One of them is going to be habanero bitters. One of them is orange bitters.
Yep.
And the last one is the mystery bitters, which you'll find out if you buy the book.
Yeah.
Probably. What's the third one?
Mole bitters?
Mole, yeah, that's right.
There's a name for this cocktail, actually. It is, you're right by calling it an old-fashioned, because it is, by all intents and purposes, an old-fashioned, but it is an Albuquerque old-fashioned.
Right.
Because them peoples down there be doing some crazy shit with their old-fashions. Yeah, so 3 different types of bitters, and you can make it at home, too. Pause and get yourself one of these and hit the play button, sit back, relax. This is going to be a great episode. We are 49 episodes deep into this show. Thanks for continuing to listen and tune in.
49
means
we've done over 100 hours.
Yeah, 100 hours of just straight bullshitting, and hopefully we've made some of those hours of your life a little bit better, a little bit more enjoyable, a little more boozy, Check out our Instagram if you want to check out the recipes and drink photos.
Drink photos are pretty bomb.
If you're ever in a pickle and you're like, what should I drink? I don't know. I wish there was a place where I could go to get inspired and make really approachable cocktails. And by that, I mean none of this bullshit that has to ferment in your fridge for a week before you drink it. I'm talking stuff that you can grab liquor right off your shelf, your local liquor store, the one next to the 7-Eleven that everybody goes to. Like, you sometimes see a sketchy guy outside drinking from a paper bag.
Yeah.
That liquor store. Yeah, we're not overly complicated, but we make some tasty drinks, and I hope you find it as useful as I do, because I sometimes find myself looking at that.
Put down the mimosa. Nobody likes those anymore. It's just for Sundays.
Yeah, plus it's got tons of sugar in it.
Yeah.
Right?
And come have a delicious cocktail.
All that orange juice. Who's still out there straight drinking orange juice when they wake up? I
feel like only diabetic people, right?
Like I was at a leadership seminar the other last week, and they had these like a continental breakfast, kind of like muffins, bagels, cream cheese, and then they had like two big old jugs of orange juice, and I'm just looking around the room. I'm like, nobody touched it over the 2 days that we had this seminar, and
it's the same jug too. Or the 2 days.
Yeah, they're like, we'll just saran wrap this bitch. No, I don't. I mean, I think it's like something that
it's
people don't do anymore.
Orange juice is good, but
it's great. Tastes good.
It's like
the sugar
any other juice. You just don't drink it straight.
Yeah,
you gotta water it down.
Put it in something.
Put it in a drink.
Yeah,
except for a mimosa on a Friday.
People in Thailand apparently. They do this drink where it's like half orange juice and half coffee.
They don't do that.
They do.
We talked about this.
No, did we at the last podcast?
I don't know.
Now I know you and I specifically talked about this. Look it up. I want to know what it's called. Say Thai drink, half coffee, half orange juice. I bet you it's the thing. It was on. I was watching Bling Empire on Netflix. It was
of course you were.
It was the New York version. There's like a spin-off show of the original. What is it, Myles?
So it's a drink. I don't know if it's Thai, but someone says you'll be over the moon if you try it. So basically, I tried something like this once. It was instead of it being orange juice, it was Mountain Dew. I was in college.
Ew.
And
Mountain Dew and coffee? Double whammy caffeine.
Here you are talking about how orange juice and coffee is going to be so good. And
Well,
you say
orange
Mountain
juice
Dew?
isn't carbonated. It
Mountain
just feels
Dew-
like that brings a whole new dimension to coffee.
Maybe that's why it was bad.
Carbonated coffee?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had carbonated coffee before.
It was disgusting. I poured it out.
I could have put money on that.
I was like in basically high school at the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's a thing.
Yeah. What is it called?
It's called a iced coffee orange juice.
How original.
But it has to be iced
Straight to the
coffee
point.
though. You can't have
No, I imagine
if you pour
hot orange juice is pretty bad. Like I can't.
That's not even a thing, right?
Hot orange juice?
Yeah.
It's like a hot toddy almost. But not. Like, yeah, can I get... Imagine like going to a breakfast place, you're like, can I get a hot orange juice? And they're like, what? And then to one layer above that, you're like, can I get a hot orange juice? And can you put half coffee, half orange juice?
I typed in hot orange juice drink into the search engine, and the first ad was beverages at Walmart.
Everything's hot. Come get it.
Like, of course, Walmart would be advertising.
Do you
for this.
like hot orange juice? Come on down to Walmart. We got plenty of that.
I think it might be a thing. Spiced orange juice.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a hot cider. I think that's probably the closest thing you could get to like a hot orange juice because it's still like a... Well, apples aren't really citrus, but it's like a hot fruit drink.
That's true.
I bet you there's somebody out there that's like, I drink hot orange juice every day and I have no illness. It cures everything.
I doubt that's a thing.
Well,
Guys,
there's a lot of people that say that apple cider vinegar cures like sore throats, headaches, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had a friend who used to gargle. Or no, he wouldn't gargle. He would make a drink every morning with vinegar and something else in it, and he just drank that every morning. I just can't imagine torturing myself that many times.
Yeah. There's this shit that somebody was telling me about. It's like...
Kombucha?
No, but it is like a root. It's like a fermented root drink. It's not kava. It's like kava adjacent. It's apparently like this powder, and you can put it in your orange juice or, I don't know, pick whatever thing you drink in the morning. And it gives you like a stimulated like high. It's legal. And it's like Eastern medicine adjacent
Who told you
powder
this?
stuff. Some gentleman I went skiing with a couple of weeks ago.
That's I don't know.
He even had it at the place we were staying at, and I was like, he's like, yeah, I bring it everywhere. I have it every day. I'm like, whoa. And it's legal.
It's a plant?
Yeah, it's like one of those things that's like you know what kava is? It's like a root, and you like steep it like tea.
Oh, okay.
And it has like, I don't know, it has like psychotropic or psychedelic
Is this one legal too?
things. Yeah, you can actually buy it in pill
Kava.
form. Apparently it's not as effective though.
That's like the kava is like the fast casual chain kava, but with a C.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think so
Yeah.
either.
But yeah, he puts it in his OJ and he drinks it, and he says it gives him like a euphoric, like it's almost like Adderall in a way.
Does it kill his appetite too?
It might. I don't know. Seems like something that you could easily overdo.
I think he's just using cocaine.
Oh yeah, that could be it. He's like, this is a great thing I use. It's fucking amazing. Have you ever tried it?
Is it ginseng?
No. That's just caffeine. You know.
Yeah, I guess
That's
that's
like
what they use
what
as a
they-
stimulant and
Well, yeah,
energy
they put
drinks.
in like Monster
Right?
and all
Yeah, I
those.
don't know. I just googled alternatives to kava, and one of them was like alcohol. Oh wait, no, maybe this is something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm the type of person that's generally like groggy in the morning.
Yeah, me too. Once I have coffee, usually I'm okay though,
Yeah,
except for most other days.
I can't just like wake up and then suddenly have like a full blown conversation with somebody. I kind of have to like ease into like my consciousness.
I can if something exciting happened, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. I suppose that's like
It's really
most
weird
people can do that.
how different you can feel in the morning when you're motivated by something.
Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah,
I could see how like it's really a mental thing. Like it's really a thing. Like if I look at my phone in the morning and I see an email, a really positive email, I can be very energetic and happy in the morning, kind of like euphoric, like this magic herb that this guy's using. So I could imagine you could train your body to act that way every morning, right?
Yeah.
If your body could do that just based on something you saw, you could somehow train your body to feel the same way off of some other, like to react to something else, right?
Yeah, I think it also just like part of it, like coffee for me, obviously it has caffeine, but there's also like something very like ritualistic that your body gets used to, like whether it's even if it's something without caffeine, like maybe it's orange juice, maybe it's like your body doesn't know it should be like doing like active things or like critical thinking until it has this thing because you have it every morning, and it's like it's like the key to
that's probably a thing.
Yeah.
Right, like sometimes people who smoke, it's more like just the smoking part of it.
Yeah.
It's like it motivates them, gives them a better buzz.
Yeah.
Right? They feel happier after.
Yeah.
Not just because of the nicotine, but like because they smoked.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, like for cigarettes, there's like this euphoric high that you get when you smoke it, like for the first time, or like if you haven't had one in a while, and then like that goes away after like your second and third time. Like now it's just like a thing you do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the nicotine though, right?
Yeah, I guess that's your body getting used to it.
But
same thing, like I've heard very similar things with caffeine. Like if you go on a caffeine deficit for like, I don't know, a couple months, and then you have it for the first time, it's like this very like profound, like euphoric experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you wish you feel that way all the time.
Yeah. Then you're like, oh man, I got to keep, then you chase the dragon.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I do heroin. Yeah. Actually, sometimes I get a lot of pleasure in going to the coffee shop and getting a coffee, an iced latte from a really good coffee shop. It's not just the coffee that I'm having, it's that feeling of, or it's not the caffeine that I'm having, it's the feeling of drinking that coffee, like that familiar taste. And
yeah,
I don't know.
I think it allows us to find a bit of comfort in like there's like a trivialness or like it's a comfort of familiarity in a way, it's like getting into your bed at home when you've been traveling for a while and you're like, oh man, this is my bed. I'm so used to this. This is like comfort for me. It's like comfort food in a way.
Mm-hmm. You like smell the banana that's been in your bed for 2 weeks. You're like, yes.
All right. So the stuff, I just reached out to a lifeline. It's called Kratom.
Kratom.
Kratom. Kratom. Bum, 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 bum. And
I think it's actually Kratom.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. So what is it?
So what is Kratom? So we're going to learn this from the DEA.gov.
Ooh, the government.
What is it? Bad. Don't do it.
Don't fucking
do it.
It's
abused.
Don't even try it.
Kratom is a tropical tree native to Southeast Asia. Consumption of its leaves produces both stimulant effects in low doses and sedative effects in high doses, and can lead to psychotic symptoms and psychological and physiological dependence. Kratom leaves contain 2 major psychoactive ingredients. I'm not going to pronounce those. These leaves are crushed and then smoked brewed with tea. Okay, so they're crushed then smoked or brewed with tea or placed into gel capsules. Kratom has a long history of use in Southeast Asia, where it's commonly known as thang. Get that thang.
Get that thing, lay thang.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. In the U.S., the abuse of Kratom has increased markedly in recent years. So what's the legal status? It is not controlled under the Controlled Substances Act. However, there are many state regulations or prohibitions against the possession and use of Kratom.
Yeah, so I think in Colorado you can possess and legally purchase it. And I've heard both Kava and Kratom, while used in a very similar way, taste pretty terribly. Like as you'd imagine, it's like drinking like root water.
It sounds kind of like cocaine.
A little bit, yeah, right? Like it's like a.
I guess the sedative effects maybe not.
Yeah, definitely not the sedative or the psychoactive.
That's true. So,
nature.
well, I was just thinking, I guess more like the coca leaf, because the stimula effects, like how they were saying, basically you take the leaf and crush it up. I don't know, brew it. That's like same thing with the leaf they make cocaine from. I guess then, I don't know. After when it's actually used, then you have a different effect from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the person that I was talking to about this, he uses it as a way to relax, stay focused.
So what does he do with it? He mixes it into something?
He mixes it in the OJ because I think it's generally terrible tasting, so you have to like mix it into something to like basically, be able to drink it. So he mixes in OJ, which is like obviously high sugar, specific taste.
So now we know why people drink OJ.
Now we know why it's still in business, because all these Kratom users, those degenerates.
So I wonder if you get a withdrawals from it after you're done taking it.
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder what the mechanisms. We should talk to about this. Maybe Michael Butler. I think he might be coming on the podcast in June.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. So like, what is it binding to? Like I think cocaine is received by serotonin receptors or something like that.
Yeah.
And then then there's marijuana, which binds to cannabinoid receptors. Like what is the agency of this drug when it enters your body, and like what is taking effect?
Yeah. So the psychoactive ingredients are mitragynine and 7-hydrox something. Same word. No one cares.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Do your own research, people. We're just here to introduce it to you.
Jesus Christ.
Don't take our recommendation. Go out and
our podcast.
Yeah, stop.
We can talk about what we want.
Yeah. You don't do that.
I did nothing to you.
You know what's I find pretty great, and it's been like couple years since this has gotten out, is iPhone's like wake up feature, or it's like bedtime feature, and in the alarm or clock app.
You like
it's the sleep wake. I love it. I think it's great, where you can basically set your schedule. You tell it like what time you want to wake up, then it like suggests when you should go to bed, and then instead of like the typical alarms that we grew up using, which is like the it has like a nice soothing, like it kind of like is very low toned, very like, and it kind of builds, and it's like kind of loud, so it kind of wakes you up. But it's like a very like easy wake up.
I haven't tried this.
You haven't tried this? It's called Wake Up.
Okay. I have the bedtime reminder that tells me when I should go to bed.
And so there's a couple of different like smooth, soothing tones to wake up to, but it's great. It's like it's the equivalent of somebody going, hey Miles, it's time to get up, buddy.
What happens if I don't get up?
Did you have a good night, sleepy?
No, I want to sleep longer.
No, you should get up. Come on. I'm getting a little louder now. Come on, Miles, wake up.
Yeah.
The day is ahead of you. Come on, buddy.
Are we allowed to punch the phone?
Well, in comparison to what we all grew up, which is that stupid little analog digital, alarm clock with the snooze button on top.
Yeah.
And it was like, and you like slapped it to snooze.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of like somebody going, wake the fuck up, Miles, you stupid son of a bitch. It's ready to rock this world. Let's go.
And I have PTSD now.
Yeah. Nobody wants to be woken up that way. Everybody wants the first one. Hey buddy, hey sleepy.
Do we want that for real?
I want that.
Does it work?
It works pretty well. I'm not like, fuck, I gotta get up. It's like, oh, okay. All right, I guess it's time to wake up.
Have you forgotten to wake up at all since you've been using this?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty great. Pretty great.
I'll give it a try, and I'll report next podcast.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe people do need that like that sudden jolt of like wake the fuck up. You know?
I think that I've had an alarm before that gets progressively louder, but I don't remember why I got rid of it. I don't know.
I had
Maybe it's Alexa.
Russell was my roommate in college for a spell, and he used to sleep through the one that's like like
Yeah, I know.
on full blast, and it was incredible. The ability to sleep through that was incredible.
It's kind of scary.
It's a little scary, yeah.
Because you could sleep through a fire alarm.
Yeah. I was always just shocked and in awe of his ability to completely zone that out and continue to sleep.
I wonder if you could somehow train his subconscious to where if you went into his room while it was going off and took like a baseball bat and smacked him over the head with it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna wake up.
No, he'll wake up, but do you think the next time his body's like, fuck, I hear that noise, I'm gonna die if I don't get up, and he gets up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fight or flight moment. Yeah.
It's like he's not thinking it, but it's like his internal body this reaction that he just doesn't control. He just wakes up.
Well, you got to wonder, is his ability to sleep through those alarms a conditioning of sorts, where he's had that alarm for years. He knows, it's familiar to him. It doesn't really induce a fight or flight. So I'm wondering if you beat him up for a year straight, if he would just continue to sleep through that too. It's just another conditioning.
You have to change it up. So like, let's say, okay, so I was just reading the thing about Kratom addiction, and it says that 50% of people became dependent on Kratom after using it for 6 months. So 6 months is probably when he's going to get used to being beat the shit out of, right? So I was thinking, chop off one toe. That's another 6 months. How many toes does he have? You know what I mean? You could go a couple years.
Short study. That's for sure.
What do you mean a short study?
Well, if you're trying to study the effect of it,
no, we're not trying to
have 10 days.
We're not trying to study the effect of it. I'm talking for Russell. So first beat the shit out of him. 6 months later, he gets used to being beat up, right? So cut off a toe, right? And then he'll remember that feeling, and he'll wake up every morning. So like you don't have to cut off another toe.
Well, you have to have the looming. It's
the noise. It's the noise with that thing.
No. I'm just saying he has to have the looming threat of another toe being cut off.
Yeah, he never knows when it's gonna happen.
He never knows. So it's like it could.
What
be
you do
today,
is you bang a pan right before, slice a toe off, and then every morning.
About like Pavlov's like conditioning now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then you bang the pan every morning, right? So you could do that. And then, I don't know, waterboard him one day, right? There's a lot of things. You could really mix this up.
Yeah, you could get creative.
Like he could constantly feel like he's going to die.
Yeah.
Or just lose a toe.
Well, I tell you, there is a, I don't know, I guess depending on the person, whether or not how much they value sleep. Feel pain also. I don't know. Banging pans to wake somebody up really can make you start to resent the person. So it can't be us because we want to be friends.
Yeah, we have a robot to it.
It has to be somebody third party.
Yeah.
Because I got woken up a lot of times growing up with pots and pans when I was a teenager.
Right?
Didn't really like my parents in that moment. Gotta say, built up some resentment around that.
Wasn't great. Dad?
Yeah. Dad, you never understood me.
This got spicier the further I get down.
I told you.
What did you tell me?
I told you that it's spicy. It has a spice to it.
Spicy.
You were like, I don't really taste.
I didn't
spice.
taste anything at first.
Okay, fair enough.
Now I'm
those
drunk.
habanero. You told me that you would bring over habanero powder.
Yeah, I told you that, and you laughed at me.
I did not laugh.
I said, "Hey, maybe we could snort some lines of habanero."
All right, I may have laughed at that, but I didn't laugh at the drink application of it.
Well, you should have said, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea, Miles."
Yeah, but I should have redirected. Hey, while that sounds like a great idea to snort habanero powder, how about instead we try first using it in a drink.
When does this episode come out?
Probably in tomorrow.
Okay. So, and we're filming another episode on Thursday.
Yeah.
So, how about we say this on the podcast? We're going to, for our next guest, put habanero powder on the rim of the drink.
Ooh.
And not tell him.
Ooh. That gets a little druggy.
Not druggy.
A little rapey. That's got rapey vibes.
We have him sign a contract before that says I'm okay with being
I'm okay with
drugged.
being drugged. By entering into this podcast, you are okay to being subject to A, rape.
Yeah.
2, drinks with habanero powder.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, this podcast is funded by One American News Network, and so they won't care.
That's true.
We don't have any other sponsors.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about that. I'm sorry.
Well, you did do the one chip challenge.
That's
with
true.
Someone.
Our next episode's episode 50. Oh, we got to do something special for 50.
This is like the 50-year anniversary.
It feels like a big moment for us.
Yeah.
As a podcast, 50 episodes may not seem like a lot.
You know what we should get?
What?
We should get some of those things that they use at the baby
showers.
No, yeah. What's the reveal?
Oh,
gender
the
reveal.
Gender reveal.
Yeah. You turn it and it goes.
Yeah.
It gets glitter everywhere.
It's not woke enough.
But we should do like really, really small glitter, the kind that's hard to clean.
Oh yeah.
So that you'll always remember that day.
I don't want that. I actually don't want that.
Okay, I'm gonna get some. I'll bring some over.
All right, don't do that.
Going to Party City later. See what time they're open till.
Or we could do Edward 40 hands. Do a couple of Four Locos on each arm.
I think the problem is that we have to go snowboarding the next day.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea. Yeah, hungover snowboarding, still effective. You can do it. It's possible.
It's not fun. It's not that fun, especially when you have to hike a mile.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem.
It's part of the experience.
Throwing up halfway because you're hungover on the hike.
I feel like you could die.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I think we're pretty resilient, us humans.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
not me.
You can do it. I believe in you. Some of the other people we're going with, I don't know. I don't know if they can do it.
Do you want to name any names?
I don't want to dead name anybody.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
All right.
So, what's the latest on the street?
Well, the latest.
Which stock picks do you have?
I don't really have any stock picks. Basically, it's all downhill. Actually, this morning I saw that Home Depot missed their earnings.
Okay.
Which isn't a great sign. Because
it's not a great sign for the home renovation TV shows.
Well, I was going to say home renovations in general. Yeah. Sign of a good economy is when people are making improvements to their homes.
Yeah.
Not so great sign if people aren't they don't have either have capital to do it, or they're being conservative with their money.
Yeah.
And
well, it's a good thing though.
Being conservative with your money, not for the economy.
No, I mean it's good that the economy is worse.
Well, if you're talking about healthy cycles, I suppose. I mean,
well, I'm just saying that's just going to bring down inflation. That was the point of what the Fed did.
Oh,
they did it on purpose, so it's good. It worked.
It worked, I suppose, as long as it just doesn't continue to spiral down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no promises there. Probably will.
Probably. Yeah, probably not great.
I mean, I don't know. They've been saying that it will for the last year, so.
Well, I think it might be good for some industry, not so much for other industry, right? Hospitality industry might benefit from that. People still have to eat. Also, people who are getting laid off from tech jobs might go back to the industry they left when they went to go do that. And I'm not talking about engineers and developers and
I don't know,
and coders. I'm talking about the project managers, the admins, the people who aren't actually doing the tech work. They're just doing the support tech work.
I feel like
that's what happened in 2008.
What I've been hearing though is that most of those jobs are can like all those people can be rehired pretty quickly.
Yeah, probably.
Because I don't know, I was seeing something the other day that a lot of the companies that are doing layoffs actually don't have to. They're just doing it because
forecast.
What was the reason? Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but
yeah, I mean, we certainly doesn't feel like we're in a recession. Maybe because we haven't hit the bottom yet.
Yeah,
and I mean, if you're a giant corporation, you have smart people working for you, and you have people who are projecting economic futures and speculation. And if they say, "Hey, it looks like it may be pretty bad next year or in the next 2 years," I think the course of action is to cut some of your losses early, so you don't get crushed in your quarterly stock earnings call review, right? Trying to set yourself up for success in the future.
Yeah, I guess I think there was something else related to it. I can't remember what it is. I mean, it's definitely related to that because you had Facebook when they announced layoffs and whatnot, their stock price went up. It makes sense. I mean,
right?
They're just looking at, okay, we are going to lose this much money, and if we cut this many people, then we'll save like 75% of that loss or something.
Yeah, and it will mitigate future loss, right?
Right.
Because that's what the stock market is basically based on nowadays, is futures.
Makes me wonder though, because I saw there were a lot of people who were at some of those companies for like 10 years. It's weird. Usually you think that the layoffs would be like people who were just hired.
Yeah.
Or just people who are younger in the organization because they have less expert knowledge on your products and whatnot, right?
Yeah, I think there's also just like some people they grow out of the company and the companies change, and some people that have been tenured and were doing things for a long time with the companies, some they become complacent, or they
also
don't change with the company, and so this is an easy way to get rid of those people.
But
right?
And also their equity, the amount of equity they get in the company is usually tied to the number of years that they've been there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a great idea to cut people who have been there longer.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a good point. It's like, oh well, we don't have to pay his pension if we cut him loose before the 20-year mark, or there's like a lot of that happening.
Right.
Like I think Facebook did that. Facebook also is like reportedly giving a bunch of people like negative performance reviews and to tee them up to be able to fire them.
Yeah, but they probably deserve it though, honestly.
Yeah, all of them. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's like too many people who work at Facebook, right?
Well, it was like I think that was pretty apparent with Twitter, right?
Yeah.
It was like Elon going into Twitter and going like, "What does everybody do here?" Like.
Right.
And it's hilarious. I think it was one of the podcasts I was listening to. They played a video. It was like last year before he took over. It was like, come with me on my day in the life of of me working at Twitter. And it was like the most laid back, like chill, like what do you actually do type of like video. Like, oh, you're doing yoga for 2 hours. That must be pretty productive for Twitter.
I always wonder how those positions come to be, though.
A lot of them are like project managers.
Oh.
A lot of admin work. Like it was pretty apparent from the video that this person wasn't like coding. It wasn't like somebody who was like actually like developing. It was somebody who's probably just like pushing papers along somehow. You quickly become disposable. And especially when you have somebody like Elon who's like a productivity like person, comes in and makes teams efficient,
I feel like even the salaries of those companies for like every position, I feel like are usually pretty high relative to most of the rest of the industry. And the huge reason is because you have to put a lot more effort into your work.
Yeah, it should be that way, right?
Yeah. That's why like they give you a lot of equity in those companies because it's an incentive to work a lot harder.
Yeah.
And keep your job number one, because a lot of times that like it scales with the amount of time you've been there, like we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So
it's like socialism is kind of built off this model, right? It's like a socialistic thing. If you join a company and they give you company stock and they're like, hey, we'll give you 2% earnings or whatever, profit sharing or company internal stock, and then like every promotion that you get a little bit more. Every year you get a cut of the profits. It's like a way to your point, motivate employees to do their best instead of just earning a paycheck, which you can get anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Go company A, company B, company C, they probably pay you pretty similar across the board for the position that you're in.
Yeah.
But there's stake in like actually the work that you do.
So apparently it doesn't work that well though, because
sometimes not.
These people aren't working very hard.
Well, I feel like
it's
a
competitive company.
I think that's what happens when you get as big as Twitter or Facebook. You have a lot of these jobs, and then you don't have
really
effective management because it gets too big to manage under like one central like vision or leadership.
I think it was Facebook that I read. I think it was that it's like their first major layoff ever.
Ever.
They've been around since 2004.
I guess that would make sense, right? Because wasn't it recently that they started losing subscribers for the first time ever?
Yeah. It was like 2 years ago, I think, or last year or something.
Yeah.
Which is when their stock price dropped 50%.
Yeah, which is insane. Yeah. It's just like, well, I guess it's not insane when you have a stock market built on tons of speculation and not actual earnings or anything, actual like quantitative data. So it's like a major correction.
Isn't it weird though? Because I don't know.
It'd be a good buy.
Well, it just I don't know. I think it's so weird how the stock market works like that. It's so like it reacts so harshly and the opposite to news that happens right now. Like if you really did a lot of analysis on Facebook, you could have predicted this.
Sure.
You could have predicted that their revenues would eventually decrease.
Yeah.
Or that their number of subscribers would eventually stop growing. That they would lose some based on something like the previous quarters or the previous years and other market research that you've done. So why all of a sudden was it like the earnings came out and then it's like, oh my God, Facebook is like worthless. It's worth 50% less. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think if you have a stock market built on positive, like bullish expectations and speculations, that like any bad news, it's like you're here, your stock price is trading at here. But in actuality, you start to become here, then it's like you get a little bit closer to the actuality, right? Because like the stock market is just ridiculous in that way. And it's interesting to see whether or not that the stock price is where it should be. I don't know, right? Because it's not a worthless company. If like Facebook has the most active users out of any platform ever.
Yeah,
and still does.
Well, especially with like all the entire of Meta.
Yeah, exactly.
WhatsApp,
Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, a couple
billions.
Other Oculus, right? And it's just like at the time, I think the flavor of the conversation was like, oh, they're headed towards doom, and you're like, well, it's like how does a company that's so still prominently dominant in its market become worthless overnight? It doesn't. It's not. It's just like there's less speculation for positive growth, and I think you'll see a lot of that over the next decade, even like with the existing the existing like blue chip companies Like there's always going to be like the next big company that comes along and like makes an innovative product and does something really
like Crypto Kitties or something.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like how many iPhones can Apple realistically sell?
Yeah.
Like before something else influences it.
Yeah, if you look at, I don't know, I think it seems weird because a lot of people say that it's safe to invest in those big tech companies because they're kind of like too big to fail.
Yeah, too big to fail.
But if you look at, for instance, if you look at computers in general, like in the 70s and 80s and 90s too, you had IBM, who was like state of the art at making computers. And was a huge company. They still are a pretty big company, but they didn't grow the way they should have, and they kind of just were stagnant the whole time. It was like they were on the front line making like the top tech. Like they still are making a lot of that stuff behind the scenes. It's not like consumer goods, but they're doing a lot of that. But it's like I wouldn't invest in IBM. I never would.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of the companies now could easily become that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Google. It's like, who would have thought that anything could come around and stand up to Google? And within the last 6 months, we've seen a real, like, a possible downfall of Google, which is like ChatGPT or other equivalents of AI that can do a much better job at what Google does.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, for the first time ever, I had never understood, like I could with 100% like certainty be like Google will still be the most dominant search engine provider in the next 25, 50 years. But now I'm like I'm not really sure about that anymore.
Yeah, I feel like they still could be because ChatGPT is great, but it just is what it is, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
And so the whole like Google search engine is, I think at this point, I mean, it's the main feature of Google essentially, but it's so much more than that. It's like the amount of historical data that they have, how all of their stuff works. They have massive amounts of infrastructure around the US, like all this different stuff that they have out there. I think that given the advancements of AI, they could easily implement that into their own product.
They could
before somebody else can utilize ChatGPT on the scale that Google is.
Yeah,
I mean maybe Microsoft could too.
Google works until people stop using it, right?
Yeah, but people are only going to stop using it when there's a viable alternative. ChatGPT is not a viable alternative.
It's not a viable alternative yet. But I think it's like a precursor to what we could understand as a viable alternative.
Right.
And if it's not as good, it will quickly become apparent to everybody because of the globalization of information and the frequency of it, that if you're a company and you're wanting to leverage AI and you know that Google's AI isn't as good as like something like ChatGPT, you won't be using it. In the hyper competitiveness of the market, unless there's some kind of financial incentive not to, right? So like if ChatGPT goes out of beta and is like, okay, it's $1,000 a month, and then Google goes, okay, well, we have something that's like not as great. It's still pretty good. It can do like some basic things. It's not as flashy, and ours is free.
Yeah, what's $1,000 a month though? Like what to who? To consumers?
To anybody with an account to use it or something.
Yeah, but what are they doing?
Access to ChatGPT, the actual platform.
Yeah, but that's
itself.
my point is like I don't think it's there. Like their ChatGPT is okay. But for instance, I don't know if you've been on it lately, but it's pretty much unusable unless you buy an account.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, it's been like a couple weeks since I've actually used it.
So that tells me that it's not like they're not scaling it right now. They could potentially. I don't know.
Oh, wait, are you having issues with like actually using it where it says, "Oh, we are too busy at the moment"?
I've had that, later. And then I've had where I'm on it and I am asking it something and it just sits and waits. Like it's not responding to me.
I mean, that seems like the typical growing pains of a tech company that's trying to.
So that's my point. That's the typical growing pains, and I think in between the time that somebody has time to utilize ChatGPT to create a product out of it, I think Google can already.
Yeah,
right?
they probably can.
So like they'll implement it. That's my whole point about what Google is. It's like, yeah, they're known as the best search engine, but it's like Google as a company is massive. Like you can't just create a Google out of thin air. It doesn't matter if you have a better product.
I mean, didn't ChatGPT do that though?
It did that in the sense that like it garnered a lot of attention, but I don't know if like it's not a complete product.
Yeah.
Like it's also it's good at a lot of things, but it's not that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's flashy in the way that it's flashy in the way that something unexpected like a new product would be that like completely makes you change. The first time it's like VR. Well, minus like VR has been around for a while, but I think the resurgence of VR, I can probably make some pretty strong through lines there with ChatGPT. It's like, I bought it, I tried it on, I was like, oh, obviously this is the future. And then like 6 months later, I stopped using it because of it was like
made you nauseous, right?
hacky, made me nauseous. It just kind of like the flash kind of the shininess kind of faded a little bit, became a little more dull, and it was just like, okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that.
I've asked ChatGPT to do more complex things, and it has a hard time doing them.
Yep.
And I'm not saying Google can, like Google's not better than ChatGPT, but I think that it has to be like a lot better for me to even switch to using it.
Yeah.
It's like Google's very comfortable. They also have like, I don't know what market of the web browser, probably 60% or something at least, I would imagine. I guess there's a lot of people who use Firefox nowadays, but I don't know. It's I think Google will live on. If anything, they'll find a way to license the GPT model. Yeah, because OpenAI, I think, will just continuously improve on GPT, and it like I could see them licensing the technology, but I don't know how they're going to do it. And that's another thing is I don't know how they're going to, because their whole mission is to create AI for humankind. So good AI, and that requires a lot of seatbelts, I feel like. I think even Microsoft put it out on Bing. I don't know what it was that they did.
I don't know if it was the same.
Yeah, but supposedly it didn't go that well.
Yeah, like on the test, the unveiling, like the note that they were doing, they like asked it a question and it got it wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which caused
typical
the
Elon
stock
Musk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it caused the Microsoft stock to fall pretty drastically, which is hilarious. Again, going back to that whole wild ride of the stock market, but I think it's going to come down to brand equity and not necessarily. It's going to get to a point where it's all the same. Like, yeah, the AI is good. It can do anything.
Yeah, it's like
create
right now,
a video in seconds. Whatever you want to see it. You ask it you tell me to create a James Bond movie in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, and it will do that in 3 seconds. And
I think that's the thing though, the 3 seconds. Like it doesn't sound realistic to me. I'm sure it can do it on a computer, but I don't think that will be like you'll be able to for free just go to whatever this application is and tell me to do that forever. Like I think that's a flashy thing that can be done now.
Google would disagree with you. I think Google, there was probably people being like, wait, you're going to index the entire internet and provide that as a free service for everybody to use? And they're like, yeah, we're going to do that. And we're going to make a fuck ton of money. And they're like, you can't do that. And they're like, actually, have you heard of Google ad business? And so there's always going to be whether it's free or it's not, there's going to be some way they're going to capture it. And they could easily use when GPUs and processing power becomes basically just another thing that.
Yeah, when they do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're headed to that. Not now, obviously, right?
I think it's a long ways away.
Maybe, I guess.
To be able to generate a Sonic the Hedgehog movie with whatever script in 3 seconds.
We're like 10 years away from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So,
but when we do get to that point, it's going to be like, okay, everybody has a thing that does that. And it's going to be about brand equity. It's going to be about what's the flavor of the moment. It's going to be about people. It's going to be about marketing. It's going to be about influencing people to use said platform. We're experiencing the same thing right now with streamers, right? I mean, there's Paramount Plus, Apple Plus,
so
HBO
would you
Max,
say
Discovery
that
Plus.
Being an influencer would be good right now?
Maybe, yeah, probably, definitely.
Because you can be paid by companies to influence people on which AI they should use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to look up how much processing power is behind ChatGPT, and I couldn't find anything in the first 3 articles. But I did find an article, Compute Power is becoming a bottleneck for developing AI. And the question is, as it continues to grow, will hardware keep pace? And I think that's probably the question. We've kind of had AI for a long time, like Siri, right? And Alexa, and they kind of learn.
But they don't operate on your hardware. They operate on the website.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So same with like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And those I think are more stupid AI. They're like it's lexical analysis, and it tries to predict what you're asking, and then gives you some answer, and they're not really that good.
Yeah.
Like I keep asking Alexa things, and she gives me the dumbest fucking responses.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm just like, why can't you be better? Amazon should invest in ChatGPT.
Yeah. I'm sure they are doing something. It's everybody's attention right now, right?
So I think that along with AI development, it's about making the AI more efficient. And that's probably what this model has been able to do. So you can ask it a complex question, and it understands it much faster than, say, the phone would. And so that may be the key to scaling AI alongside computers, because computers are getting harder and harder to scale. So especially if you want to be able to do it so quickly, it's like if you have to send that to a data center, the data center has to process it and send it back. That's like already that latency in between there. And so if you could run it like on your computer's GPU or something, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably where it's headed. Instead of relying on a central processing power, it's like a decentralized computing network, right?
On the blockchain?
It's going to be on the blockchain, baby.
Could be, I guess.
Yeah.
You could make a decentralized network of AI.
Yeah.
An AI that's decentralized. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like what, a real world application of that would be like Xfinity's hotspot network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not all owned by Xfinity. So this person says that it cost them $4 million to train ChatGPT.
Seems like not a lot of money.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot of money.
But it also, what is that? Computing power? Or like salaries of the people, of the engineers and developers working on it? Like, like are they taking that into account?
Yeah, don't know. I think they might have been talking about processing power, like the time that it
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
for it to learn that.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine how much it would have cost like 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah. So ChatGPT burns millions every day. Millions of what?
Millions of moon
Running
pies.
ChatGPT costs millions of dollars a day, which is why and like it's bad right now. Bad as in there's a lot of people using it, but it's super laggy.
Yeah, because too many people are using it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's costing them millions of dollars to run it per day.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty impressive that they were able to scale it so quickly. Like they put it out there and they were like, here you go. How many people ended up using it?
I think within the first week, it was like 1 million.
Yeah.
They got 1 million people to use it, which is like the fastest any platform has ever grown, ever. Yeah. I mean, I'm just waiting for MySpace to come back. I think that's the move.
I think that MySpace is gone.
No.
I think you could compare Twitter to MySpace.
Nah, people are still using it. Was people leaving Twitter was hilarious. It's like, oh, okay, you'll be back.
Yeah.
There's
maybe.
nobody. There's no competitor to Twitter. That's the bold move. That's the easy decision. That's the thing about the decision to like buy Twitter. Like in terms of like Elon, it's just like, yeah, even if I fuck this up, people are still going to use it because there's no competition to Twitter. Not even close. There's,
But what's the appeal of Twitter, though?
Appeal of Twitter, connecting with an audience really quickly.
But you can do that on Facebook.
No, not in the same way. It's not. There's a there's a vibe to each platform. There's like and establish audiences, and people go to it to look for certain things. Like Facebook is used by people that you I hope I don't insult anybody by saying this, but like when I go on Facebook, which is like far and few between, it's usually like to post something on Facebook Marketplace, and then I find myself, I'm like, oh, this person's still on Facebook. It's people that never left your hometown, like when you moved away from your hometown, it's like people still, it's like people posting life updates. It's nobody on Facebook is having philosophical discussions. They're not providing social commentary, right? They may be like responding to like news posts and stuff, but it's right. Like it's not a place to like have thoughtful discussion. Instagram is neither. It's not like a message board in the same way. It's for visual content, right?
Right.
Twitter is like thought. It's like strip down the visual, strip down the physical, and get to the point, right? It's like podcast but online. It's the random thought that you may have at 3:00 in the morning. Nothing needed but just text, and it's like raw. It's like unapologetic, and it's shameless in its own way. And I don't know if there's any other platform that provides the same type of environment.
Yeah, I guess. I personally don't see much of a use for it. For me, I've never used it.
Well, you've never really used anything else either.
What do you mean?
But with your adventuring eyes thing aside, were you ever really using anything else?
I mean, MySpace, Facebook, TikTok.
But were you really using it? Like, were you just there to browse?
Yeah, I'm just there to browse, but I'm not on Twitter to browse.
Right.
Yeah. That's my point. So I looked up the statistics for the number of users on Twitter per year. So they actually grew a lot in between 2019 and 2022.
Yeah.
So they went from, in 2019, they had 312 million users. And in 2022, they had in 2021, they had 362 million. So they grew about 20 million per year. And then in 2022, they only grew 6 million. And this website shows an expected audience in 2023, and it's 353. And in 2024, 335.
So they're saying it's going to shrink?
Yeah, it says they're expecting it to lose 4 to 5% over each year for the next 2 years.
And who is this? Wired magazine?
Yeah, Wired. This is Bank My Cell. I don't know what it is.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder what that is.
Yeah, here's what they say. So they said the majority of Twitter's audience, which is about 38.5%, are between the ages of 25 and 34.
Mm-hmm.
It says that Twitter appeals to a more mature market than Instagram or Snapchat.
Yeah.
In 2020, Gen Z users contributed 52% of all tweets posted that year. The interest of the younger generations in Twitter bodes well for its long-term viability. So that's good. And then Twitter suspended over 900,000 users in 2020 for violating their community guidelines, a 6% rise from the previous year. Twitter's user base shows that approximately 33% have a college degree or higher. And as of 2021, the average time frame for most Twitter users accessing the social media platform via its web desktop version is around 11 minutes.
Gotta get those minutes up. Twitter.
In 2021, advertising accounted for 92% of Twitter's revenue. That's a lot.
Yeah,
it makes sense. I mean, what else would they be making money off of?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I would imagine Facebook's is pretty similar. They have some products and services like, different things they can make money off of. But for the most part, it's almost all advertising.
Yeah.
I saw the other day, I posted a reel on my Facebook account. Mm-hmm. So you can post reels on Instagram or Facebook, but they're separate. Okay. And I posted one on Facebook, and it told me that I could reach 300 more, like I could reach 300 people for $14.
Worth it.
So if you calculate that, right? Let's say that you have a reel that gets 20,000 views divided by 300 times $14. Sorry. Yeah. 20,000 views divided by 300 times 14. That's almost $1,000.
I wonder if it scales though. If they're like, well, for 600 people, it'll be only $20. For 1,000 people, it'll be $25.
I would imagine that it could.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But why would it tell me 300 people? That's like nothing.
Like if you want to have everybody from your high school see this.
Yeah, but it's really like, it's so expensive to advertise. Yeah. It's so expensive. Like you can boost something on a platform and like spend $50 on there and you'll get not a view from it.
Yeah, I think that's why they tell a lot of people who are trying to like build audiences to never do that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. But I'm just saying like if you just think about how much money Facebook makes from advertising, and then for Facebook to now go and say, oh, well, we don't have as much data on people as we thought we did or that we used to. We can't collect as much data because like Apple doesn't let us.
Yeah, Apple doesn't.
Now the advertiser's like, why would I pay you $1,000?
But then TikTok's like, we just ignore that whole like do not allow to track. Right? They had to.
TikTok?
Yeah, they have to. Right?
I would imagine.
There's no way. Like the other day, remember when we were talking about snowboarding in Japan?
Yeah.
Phones were in our pocket. Literally. Right. And then like that night you got like how much does it cost to go snowboarding in Japan?
Yeah. It was weird. And we were on the top of a mountain when we were talking about
it. With like no service.
Yeah. I could see it because I don't know. Is TikTok even a company in the US? Like,
Yeah, they're a company
supposedly
in
they
the
have
US.
a branch in the US. Have
Yeah.
you ever heard, oh, TikTok's laying off people. Oh, TikTok's hiring people. Have
No,
you ever
'cause-
heard about anything TikTok US?
No.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're fucking huge.
Yeah. They're not as big as Facebook.
You don't hear anything about TikTok, the company.
They're not as big as Facebook though.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Actually, we can look it up. So
Yeah.
so Twitter was, let's give them
360.
360, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Facebook's like what, 2 billion or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So TikTok, wow, actually they have a lot. TikTok has over 1.5 billion users, but I think it's really popular around the globe.
Yeah. It's in each Tesla. I went on.
Oh, they have it on now?
They have it in they have had it for like a year or so. And I don't have it on my phone anymore because I deleted it. But like when I was like eating food in my car, and I clicked on it, and it gave me like all foreign videos.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, like it was like if I started a new account with them, and they had no idea who I was, like no data to link to me. They were just like, we think maybe we're gonna throw this video at you. They're probably just sussing me out, right? Probably like, how long are you gonna watch this video for? Are you gonna like it? Are you gonna like send it to somebody?
I don't know.
We're gonna give you another video. It's a soccer video. It gave me like 3 soccer videos, and I was like, don't like soccer that much. But I think it's just like generally soccer is like one of those popular sports in the world. And it's just like maybe they're just trying to like give me videos that they as an entire organization find popular. So then there was like a lot of dancing videos and a lot of like Asian and Latino videos.
Maybe
people
your
speaking
car
Spanish.
is a foreign chip in it.
Yeah, they're like, this was actually made in not America.
So TikTok has 1 billion monthly users, and Facebook has 2 billion monthly users.
So like double the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that number for Facebook includes Instagram, but Instagram has another 1.2 billion.
So TikTok's basically almost as big as Instagram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy because I think that it took Instagram a while to become that big, and TikTok did it in a couple of years.
Yep. I definitely figured it out. I mean, what's next? You know? What's next?
Actually, in 2019, at the start of 2020, they had 500 million. That's total users, not active.
If you could think what the next social media platform would look like, I'm not talking about like something that's just going to replace TikTok, like another video platform. Like what is it going to be?
Oh.
Probably like something with VR, right?
I don't know. I don't know if the VR things is ever going to take off. It's hard to say. You know, like it's been around for a long time. I know Mark Zuckerberg is trying to push it really hard.
He said he predicted that there would be a billion VR users by 2025. He said back in 2015 that in 10 years there would be 1 billion people using VR.
I wonder how many there are now.
Not a lot. Not even close.
Yeah.
It was a pretty bullish expectation, but
yeah.
I do think it will be the next thing, but it's kind of a while off. It won't be in the way that you think it is today. I'm that I am sure of.
Yeah, because there's 170 million.
Yeah, you're like 1/10 of the way
VR users.
Yeah, it has to be good. It has to be accessible. The thing is, it's too bulky. It's too inconvenient. The thing about TikTok is it's so easy to open up. It's so easy to just pull your phone out and click. You're there. It's like you don't even log in. There's no like welcome page. You go straight to the For You page. They know exactly what they're doing. Go straight to the For You page. and then boom, 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 instantly. It's like VR. You have to like go to your computer like area. It's got to be plugged in somehow. Bulky. Put the thing on. It's booting up. So it has to be so convenient to use, to garner that wide audience, or it has to provide some value that the hassle and the overhead of putting it on and all the other things they have to deal with, the motion sickness, it has to like overcome that. It has to like outbalance that, right?
Yeah, that's why maybe AR is more likely, because a lot of people wear glasses, and I feel like that's an easier thing to put into your glasses than VR is to.
It has to be portable too, because like a lot of people are on the go when they're using TikTok.
Yeah,
they're like waiting, they're in a subway.
But what kind of, whether it's VR or not, what kind of platform, it will be interesting, because I feel like the social media platform really started as socializing with your friends and family. If you look at how we used MySpace, you had like your top 10 friends or whatever it was. You could put your family members. You made a lot of references related to things that your friends would understand and whatnot. And if I look at how we use social media now, Facebook's still somewhat in that way, but a lot of people have stopped using Facebook like that, right?
Yeah.
Or just stopped using Facebook altogether. And the popular social media sites are more like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. And those are all sites that are but just kind of drive you to be more connected to everyone around the globe. Even like TikTok, I feel like is probably the most open one. I see a lot more foreign things on there than I do on any other platform. Maybe Twitter, actually. I see a lot of things from people like us, engineers and people in tech and stuff from around the globe on there. But I feel like it's a lot more open. It's more like you're talking to and socializing with people around the world that you know and that you don't know, versus the people close to you. So I think will continue in that direction. I think it'll be like the big platform in the future will be like that. And it'll probably be a lot of like videos and pictures still. Like I think Twitter will maybe change in the future from just being text and links, because I don't know if people are okay just consuming that. I think there's a really big appeal to seeing videos and pictures. Like it's just entertaining. If you see someone that you like who's a celebrity, or like, a very small celebrity, that's someone you follow, seeing into their life or things that they're doing or things that they're creating.
Well, if that's the case, then explain why podcasts have become so popular. It almost feels like a regression of technology, right?
Yeah, but I think that podcasts have become so popular because it's giving you. I think that's why Twitter is popular to a degree, because there's a lot of people who have kind of exposed themselves. So I think there's multiple. I mean, there's a lot of genres of podcasts, but by far the largest one is people talking about things. And a lot of the popular ones are people that are like celebrities that you never would have heard things from them before, right? And I think people find that interesting. There's also people who we commute for a large part of our time, or study, or things that you can't be watching TV. You can't be on TikTok watching videos. And so just to be able to listen to it is a huge thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's how you can explain why podcasts are popular. I don't know if they'll always be popular. I guess we'll always need to listen to something at a certain point when we're working and we need background noise.
It'll be here for a while, but
yeah,
I could see it eventually going away. I think that the next social media platform won't be a social media platform at all.
You won't socialize?
Yeah, I don't think I think we're gonna regress into like a anti-socialist.
We'll be nationalists.
No, I think it'll be
Each
like
country will hate each other.
yeah, I think it'll be I think a lot of people use social media to connect with people, and the root of that is like loneliness. They don't want to be lonely. It's like people trying to not be lonely. They see it. They maybe want to also emulate some things that they see, so they feel more accepted by their peers. It's like where influencers come in. And I think AI will get so good that it'll basically replace loneliness. I think there's gonna be a lot of like, there could be a platform that provides like a AI friend or like AI best friend, just like knows you, like says all the right things that you want to hear. It's like I see that replacing the need for friends or
doesn't community. That still feel lonely though?
No, I don't think it will, because it will get so good that you think it has a consciousness. I think it would convince you that it's not an AI, that it's an actual person. And I think there'd probably be a service that would do that, and that'd probably be more popular than anything, like TikTok or.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we have that now. You can like pay people on the phone to talk to them.
Yeah, it's not the same because it's like there's like a dirtiness to it. Like, I'm paying you to do this, so I know, and like intrinsically you don't want to be here doing this.
So you think that we have this service where we know that we're being tricked by an AI, or do you think that we're on a platform where it's all AI and we don't realize? Because I think you can say the same for the first, which is that you feel dirty, that it's not dirty, but I don't know. To me, if it's not an actual person, I still feel lonely.
Yeah, right now, because you haven't experienced
because it's not a physical thing. Like,
yeah,
I can't meet it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what social media is too, right? To the majority of people, it's just
but
images on a screen.
There's an appeal to it because it's like that person exists somewhere in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When AI gets so good that we can't really distinguish whether or not it's an AI or not. What's the difference, right? It's like the whole argument of like sentient being, like AI being fully conscious and sentient. It doesn't really matter whether or not you know the code behind it and you're like, that's obviously not real. I programmed it in.
So you think, for instance, if you, let's say way in the future, AIs are good enough to the experience with an AI is that you can't distinguish whether it's a human or not. Mm-hmm. And also they have a physical being
form,
as well.
Yeah, right.
And you can't tell the difference between that either, unless you like stab them or something, right?
Yeah, cut them open.
Like
even then,
maybe they don't eat.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do eat and they still produce waste to be more lifelike.
Right.
So do you think that people, when they have the choice between meeting, so if you're a guy meeting or like a straight guy meeting a woman and marrying her versus just purchasing an AI wife, and knowing that the AI wife will, like, there won't be arguments in your life, right? Like, you'll be together forever. Like life will be perfect. You think that they would choose the AI over a human?
No, they would choose a human. But that's the thing, is like, you wouldn't want the AI to say all the things you want to hear, do all the things you want to do, not leave you when things are tough. Okay. I think you want all of those things, because there's a dichotomy. It's like this great short story. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's like, I think it's like, would you like happiness in a jar? I think that's the name of it. And it basically goes like this. I'll paraphrase it. This guy comes up on an ad and on the street, and it says, I'm giving away happiness in a jar. So he calls the number, and they're like, yeah, when do you want it? And he's like, well, how much is it? He goes, oh, it's free. Okay, all right. Well, let's see what it's all about. He goes, meets the person. They give him the jar. It's glowing inside. Takes the jar, and he's like, no, don't worry. It's free charge. And this person, background to this person who took the jar, basically has a wife, has a kid, has a stable job. And on his way home, he steps in a puddle and he's like, fuck, I got my shoes all wet. And he decides to open the jar up and initiate this happiness. And suddenly the glow fades out from the jar and he continues to walk home and he gets a call. His boss says he's been laid off. Oh, suddenly he becomes really sad. Then he goes home, knocks on his door, or tries to get into his door, and his key won't work. And suddenly he sees his wife in his house, and there's another man inside. And he sees his daughter, and he realizes, I've been replaced. And he feels great sorrow. And then so he keeps walking, and he decides to seek shelter under an overpass and stays the night and wakes up in the morning. Everything's back to normal. And he's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I'm so happy. I get my wife back. I get my daughter back. I get my job back. Everything's been reverted. And the person who gave him the jar gives him a call and says, let me know when you want happiness again. And the moral, the idea of the story is like you can't experience happiness without experiencing grief or sadness first. So I think to relate this story back to what we're talking about is like you want those arguments with your AI. You want the AI to leave you when you're an asshole, because without those moments, you can't experience the greatness, the happiness, the joy out of it. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto on God mode quickly becomes very unentertaining because
unless
there's no
God mode
consequences.
continues, like there's more and more.
I think at the end of the day, if we all were gods, that we'd just press the nuclear button to see what would happen because you get bored.
If
right?
we're all gods, I would just keep trying to kill the other ones.
But the point is, like, that's how AI will be. Maybe there's a service where it's like you flick the switch and it says all the things you want. But I don't know how many people would want that at the end of the day. Maybe they would want it for a day just to experience it, but
so you think
quickly become boring.
We'd rather have the Alexa from South Park?
Wait, remind me what that is because I'm forgetting.
When they're all older. Have you seen that? When they become older, and I think it was.
Is this one from the new Paramount Plus?
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, spoiler alert. I can't remember who it is, if it's Kyle, but basically they're older, and he has an Alexa, and the Alexa is like a pain in the ass. So she's always being really sassy and shit.
Yeah, sassy. Okay.
And she's always like recommending products. They'll be in a fight and she'll be like, hold on. Or he'll say something and then she'll be like, did you want these headphones? They're on sale for $59.99. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, there might be like.
But then he'll be like, can you drive me home? And she'll be like, why do I always have to drive?
Yeah.
Like, what
are you talking about? I can call us an Uber for only $4.99.
Yeah.
There should be some tricky way where like if Facebook is the company doing this, they're just like try to advertise like unconsciously push you in the right direction. Like Disney is paying them to advertise their theme parks, and then suddenly your lover is like, we should go to Disney World for vacation. And you're like, fuck.
I don't know. I think I might. Alexa's really been annoying me lately.
You should switch to Google.
I don't know if Google does the same thing or not, but basically what she'll do is it's like the love-hate thing, because you think that you want it, but then you're like, it's also kind of annoying because I'll say, hey Alexa, can you set an alarm for 6:30 a.m.? Sure, setting an alarm for 6:30 a.m. By the way, did you want to buy the noise machine pack that, or like the whatever you can have like John Stamos talk to you at night or something like that?
And you're like, you didn't know that that was out there and now you do and you love that.
Well, the thing is, I'm like, what if she ever recommends something that I actually liked, but it hasn't happened so far. So her targeted advertisements are horrible, first off.
Well, maybe you need to start allowing it to track more data on you, Miles.
Second, it's super annoying because I'm like, did I ask for you to advertise to me? You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted you to set I don't open my iPhone and go to set my 6:30 a.m. alarm and then an ad. Actually, you know what? An ad does pop up. It says, your iCloud space is out of storage. I tell you every day and you say cancel, but I'm going to tell you tomorrow and there's no way not to. Fuck you, Apple.
You know, there's ways to like disable that, right?
No, there's not.
Yeah, you just
buy more iCloud.
Well,
storage.
there's
Fuck
that,
off.
but also, what is it like? It's you trying to back up your photos or something? Don't you have Amazon for that? You just switch that.
No. I have like 5 gigs of space.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Oh,
and
is it
it's
like
always telling me that
probably
I need
your
more.
messages? You probably
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
It tries to back up everything.
interesting.
Yeah. Pisses me off. It does it on my does it on all my computers and phone.
Yeah. They're also like Apple News is probably sending you like notifications too. Like the war in Ukraine is.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't really
blah.
care about that. But because I can just ignore those.
Yeah.
But
But you can just ignore the.
No, I can't. I have to fucking
You
click
click
X. Yeah.
out of it.
I can't just like it. If I'm working on something, it'll be like, we're going to move your entire screen over to this thing that just popped up to tell you that you need to pay us money to store your stuff. Your notes.
You know, there's like there's an argument to be said that like if they don't ask you that and your iPhone, I don't know, falls down a drain and you go to Apple and you go, why is all my fucking shit backed up? And they're going, we kept fucking reminding you.
Yeah. But you know what would be great? If there was a feature where I could go in and say, stop reminding me.
Stop reminding me.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll accept the risk.
Yeah, there should be a
You know
third
who else
button.
does it? YouTube.
Oh,
I
really?
watch the ads, okay? I fucking watch the ads. They're making money off of me. Don't tell me it's a free service. They're making money off me, yet they always ask me to buy YouTube TV or YouTube Red or whatever the hell their subscription service is, and it pisses me off.
Yeah.
I open the app, and literally the first thing, I have to go and click it out, and it's
It's like Google
so
when
annoying.
you don't sign in and use their service. Every like 5
Oh, that's
searches,
a new thing, right?
They're like, "Hey, are you sure you don't want to sign on? You still want to stay? You want to stay offline? What?"
Yeah, there is a new thing.
And they make you do the fucking robot, the CAPTCHA stuff too now, as well,
Okay,
to make
there's
sure
that.
you're still a human, which I appreciate because
Also, you have to accept the cookies every time. Is it like if you go on like incognito, or like Safari private,
gotcha.
and you're Googling things, it'll be like except it's the thing every search.
Yeah.
It's not every 5 searches, it's every search.
Yeah.
On my phone.
Yeah.
Now it says, do you want to sign in?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to sign in.
Yeah. And then it makes you do the CAPTCHA like every so often too, to make sure you're not a bot.
That sounds like a you problem.
Oh, it's probably because I have a VPN running in the background too. And they're
That's
like,
probably
you're
it.
suspicious.
Yeah, they're like, why are you in Norway?
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? You look like you're in Canada. Yeah, that's a problem. Reddit's also been kind of hacky if you don't turn your VPN off. There's like certain services that you can't use, like Ticketmaster is one of them. They're very like anti-VPN for good reasons, right?
Yeah, of course. Mostly because they're blocking users from those countries.
Yeah. It's like, you live in South Africa. What are you doing trying to buy Taylor Swift tickets for LA?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Well, that was like when I tried to buy the TV in South Africa. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they flagged my credit card. It wasn't even my account. They were just
Which is good. They should be doing that, right? It's like, when are you in fucking South Africa? Like,
but the thing is, I called them and I was like, listen, it's me. Do I sound South African?
Yeah.
And they were like, you know how good AI are these days?
Everybody's sophisticated. There's ways around it, sir.
Well, I was calling, I don't know. It just is like, I can log into my account. You can send me a password reset. I can order on the phone. I have my credit card. Yes, I'm in South Africa. Just let me fucking buy it. And then even they put in the order and it didn't work because my card had been
You know
flagged.
why? Because they've had people like that do it enough times to where they were like, this is a problem. We have to mitigate risk.
But then the thing is, I was like, well, I don't get back for another week and a half. Is the sale going to
They're like, sure, you will be back in a week and a half.
Yeah.
We've heard this before. So. Yeah.
But they were like, oh, we don't know. It might be. And I was like, can you save it for me? No. Then let me buy the TV.
No.
Those bastards.
Listen, it's a tricky world out there.
No, it's not.
You know, what I am interested to see is.
You want to know if I'm going to buy the Facebook verified? Yes, I'm going to.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you did verify now?
It's a new thing.
Oh.
It's the same thing as Twitter.
It's like a monthly thing.
Yeah. It's 12. Well, it's new in New Zealand and Australia. They just launched it. It's coming, yeah. It's $12 a month.
Good. I guess. I mean, there's got to be a way to fight misinformation, right?
Yeah, they have a pretty bad spam problem, like every platform. I mean, it's no worse than any of the others.
Yeah.
And like people creating fake accounts with your pictures, with your name, with.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the great suggestions I heard from somebody. I think it was like Lex Friedman or something. Is like, why don't you charge everybody $5 a month or something to use the platform? It's gonna, like, nobody's gonna create 100 bots now. It's gonna cost a hell of a lot of money. Like the reason why there's so many of them because it's so easy and it doesn't cost any money but sweat equity, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing that Bitcoin achieved.
Yeah,
but
with gas,
using money.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean using computers. So it's like if you have to have a lot of processing power in order to hack the system, then you're less likely to do it. It's going to cost you more to do it than you'll make.
You need a grand conspiracy in order to compromise the blockchain. Yeah.
So we'll see if that's what they basically were like, this is going to be better for support and your reach will be better, which makes me like, what? That shouldn't be tied to that, but okay.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I think, is, and also you then become government ID verified. So if you get locked down in your account, like if someone hacks you or something, they can prove that this is you. Yeah. And the process is very quick compared to like if you got locked down in your Facebook or Instagram account now, I'm sure it would take a while to get back into it.
Yeah, I think Janie had to go through that where somebody compromised her account and she lost access.
Yeah. They're like, we sent you an email, and you're like, which email was that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the one you had in third grade. Or not third grade, but in high school.
Yeah. You have to you send in like a photo of your license and stuff. But what I was getting at was I'm more interested to see what it looks like when you do have something like a service that gives you an AI friend. What happens when an AI signs up for that?
An AI signs up for an AI friend service.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess nothing. It would be normal. Depends if you allow the AI to become smarter.
I think they would. Why wouldn't they?
Well, it can quickly get out of hands.
What happens?
What if the AI manipulated you to kill yourself?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what happens when the AI is like, so after reviewing your customer profile, I'm thinking you should probably just kill yourself.
Yeah, or the thing is, what if like a depressed person gets on there and they're just like, oh, I've been feeling really shitty. Like I feel like I would be so much happier if I killed myself. And the AI was like,
yeah, probably.
You would be happier.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's logical.
Yeah.
You won't exist anymore.
Yeah, or you log on and you have like an existing database. Maybe it's like your digital profile, your social credit score, whatever that is, and it like links into that, and it's like, all right, we're setting up your preferred AI based on your digital online profile, and then it's like 100% complete, and it's like, hi, my name's Henry, or whatever. I'm your new AI friend. After looking over your information and personalizing myself to fit your best needs, I have concluded that it'd be probably better if you didn't use our service. Goodbye. Like turns off. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like could be so sophisticated that it's like, and
They wouldn't do
righteous that it's like, well, OpenAI would be like a, if it's a righteous company and wants to really improve the world and
harm you.
Yeah, it would be like, based on existing data, we determined that by using this service, it will actually make you more depressed, or it'll actually like be harmful for your mental health. So we're going to recommend that we do not offer you the services at this time.
But wouldn't it be more harmful to your mental health if you were the only kid in your class who wasn't allowed to use the AI service because it told you that you weren't, and you have to explain to all the other kids that you're too mentally
It would
unstable?
figure that out really quickly, and then it'd be like...
and then it gets confused. It's like, wait, should I?
And it's like, overall,
would it figure it out?
Overall, no.
It has to know. It has to know the research. It has to do research.
Yeah.
It has to do what it could do is it could simulate that.
Yeah.
Scenario.
It could probably like run like a million different like
and it's like
lives.
there's a 61% chance that they'll kill themselves.
Yeah, or legislation. It's like US government one day goes to TikTok and it's like, all right, we got all these AIs, they're great. They've run 10 different models and simulations. We're now requiring you to evaluate every user and let them know and notify them the percentage of like the chance that this platform will actually do harm to them over time, overuse. And so you have to, when you sign up, relay that information, and they have to accept that they have to accept that information before. So if you sign up for Facebook and it goes Facebook use, it's almost like warning labels on cigarettes. There will be like warning labels on social media use or different platforms. It's like this platform by sharing your information and us evaluating it, we've determined that this platform will actually over time be harmful to your mental health. You must click accept in order to continue to use our platform. By accepting, you have read all this information and are okay with the implications and
they won't do
harmful use.
Well, it won't be a thing.
No, the government could do that.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah. Well, it says the guy that was in the tobacco industry 50 years ago going, they'll never put warning labels on our products. Not yet. But everybody knows it's like that one glooming thing that everybody doesn't want to accept because we're all addicted to the platforms. It's just no different from like everybody who was addicted to cigarettes.
And then Big Brother,
we all know it's bad for you, but we keep using it because it feels so good.
Big Brother has to ruin all of our fun.
He has to come in and be like, hey, capitalism has gone too far.
Yeah.
And nobody understands, or maybe they do understand, but we need to make it super obvious to you that you must know what you're getting into before you use this product.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that being a thing.
Yeah. It could be a thing, but it could also, I mean, what if you just ask it?
Well, I mean, it's not going to stop you from using it. Just like putting that big massive label on the carton of cigarettes that's required doesn't stop people from buying cigarettes. I mean, it statistically probably has.
Yeah.
But if you really want to use it, you're still going to use it, right? And it's not the government stepping in and preventing you from using it. It's just providing you with upfront information about its use, or its effects.
So it'll be like, welcome to facebook.com. The Surgeon General.
Yeah.
Would like us
the AI Surgeon General.
That's so weird.
Because government politicians will be all replaced by
AI.
Yeah.
Who won't be?
It'll remove the corruption from government. Right.
I feel like
that's a whole nother conversation.
Corruption from government? Removing it from government?
The corruption of humans and the humans running government.
Yeah, but the AI will be corrupt too.
Potentially, yeah. Well, there's got to be a watchdog, man.
There's no watchdog. There's watchdogs in here too.
Yeah, I know.
We're all like...
They don't work.
Yeah.
It's like watching a football game, and you're like, he was definitely in, but they called him out of bounds. Like, motherfucker, and they replay the footage, and he definitely was in.
Yeah,
you're like, God damn it! If there's only a fucking robot doing all the officiating, we'd have a more precise, less human error in the game.
Wouldn't it be funny though if we assume that, and then the NFL's like, yeah, we've now put in robots, so we're not doing any more reviews. And then the NFL tweaked it so that they could throw the games.
Yeah. They could do that, and then at the first suspicion, they would cave. They'd be like, okay, we're putting replays back in to show you the evidence.
And then what they do is they fix the
change
footage.
Yeah. In real time.
Yeah.
Like ChatGPT, take this footage and change. Yeah.
Move his foot 3 centimeters to the left.
That's the inevitable future. It'll be like everything's propaganda, everything's fixed to align with a narrative, right? I mean, that'll be the future.
All started with Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that fucker.
Yeah.
Actually, if you guys stay tuned for episode 50, our guest is Genghis Khan.
Oh shit! I thought you said it was Obama.
He canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got second best. Second best is Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Wow. I didn't even know he was still alive.
Well, we pulled some strings.
Is he like the Dalai Lama? He just comes back.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
Wow.
That's actually. How'd you know that?
Well, I googled it.
Spot on.
I didn't use ChatGPT. I googled it.
Well, I guess we don't need him on then, because that was basically the whole topic we were going to talk about. And if you just figured that out just now,
I mean, we could ask him how many kids he has and stuff.
Yeah,
if he hangs out with them.
Well, that would be a crazy long episode because there's so many.
Do you think that he would be cool with giving us some of his treasures?
Well, actually, he was canceled like 1,000 years ago, however long ago it was. So he actually doesn't have any more treasures. He had to basically spend.
I don't think they
canceled
canceled people back then.
Oh shit!
So it must have been recent.
There's a good reason, and if you want to find out what that reason is, you'll have to tune in to next episode.
Oh,
cliffhanger!
Yeah. Whoever's on next is just it's gonna be so
got large shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Well, this feels like a good spot to end things. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, folks. Hear that?
Don't forget to make a reservation at the El Cortez for February 31st.
Yeah.
Not a real date.
That's not a real date. But do it. See what they say. All right, folks. Yeah, bye. We love you. Or we don't.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. You dumb bitches. Bye.